first met in college and the honors program.
But it was very interesting because we had come from two completely different sides of the spectrum. I was from Dayton. I was a city girl.
City girl.
And a jock.
Catholic girl.
Mm-hmm.
Jock.
And you are a country mama's boy who's a swimmer.
So not a jock.
Not a jock. Mm-hmm.
No.
And so that made things very interesting dynamics to start. When we dated for almost only 2 months, and then while you especially was of the mindset that he dated to marry, and so we took a whole summer off to decide,
make sure that
if we were gonna pursue this, we were gonna pursue it all the way. Yeah. And we came back from the summer and said, I haven't thought about anybody but you, and I felt very committed the whole summer, even though we weren't together. And that's when we decided that, this is good, and we'll keep working with this.
I had been married before I met Mark. It was a very short marriage. We said our vows, and about 45 minutes later, he got on a plane and went to New York. But we had already started our family. And then before the baby was born, we realized that it was not going to work out. So we had already started divorce proceedings. And then shortly after she was born, our divorce was made final. And then it was me and my daughter, and I had a happy life for 19 years, and no dating at all. I just kind of concentrated on my daughter and what I wanted most for her and what I wanted most for the two of us, and concentrated on that.
I was married before Karen to a woman named Diane. For almost 12 years, we had 3 daughters. I now have some grandchildren. I made Karen a grandmother when we got married. I was divorced for 12 years. I met Karen on the internet, and one thing led to another, and we're happily married.
Harry and I met when I had just gotten out of school and started to work at the bank. And his dad came in and wanted to know who the new girl at the bank was. And Harry said he didn't know. So he came in, and he didn't say anything to me, but he did his banking business. And then he told his best friend that he had met the girl he was going to marry. And we double dated, and we went to a basketball game. And coming back from the basketball game, we stopped at a little hamburger place and had a burger, and they had a ping pong table in the back. And Harry was standing there by the ping pong table. And I looked at him, and I knew I was in love.
we see in our future babies. We want a baby.
Big to you is a dozen kids, though.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's a lot. That's
I
too
like
many.
kids.
You
She
don't
likes
have to
kids.
push them out or
All right,
carry them.
fine. It is a twofold that I have learned how to love Kristen better, and I think that our love has grown also. There was a guy that I worked with who said before we got married, he was like, you think you love her now. He was like, you don't love her. And he's like, wait 6 months after you're married and you'll realize that you really love her. And to an extent, that's very true.
The first time love was mentioned is when we were chatting on the internet and joking around about some different things, and then Mark said something to the effect of, but it's okay because I know you love me. It really scared me when he turned around and said that I loved you. But probably the reason it scared me the most was because I was falling in love with him, and that whole situation I found terrifying. But we got past that, and then that was in the spring and summer. He asked me to marry him, and we got married in the fall, and October the 18th.
We were living in Florida, and Harry passed away, and I had no family down there, so I came back to Kentucky, and my parents were still living, and it's a big change when you've lived with somebody for 40 years, and all of a sudden they're gone. But I miss him. I think of him every day in some way or other. Sometimes it'll be comical things that he said, or I'll hear a joke or something, and I'll think, oh, I must tell Larry. But by the time I think that, I know I can't. And I have had a good life, and I hope to live a few more years. But I've had to change a lot of different things since he's been gone, and it is lonely.